Welcome to our Spotlight Speaker session. We have the fantastic interpreter for Dutch, German, and French, Miethke here, and he will talk about an important topic that can affect anybody, everybody, and this is really super important. Beware of fake job assignments for interpreting. Yeah, I think, Michael, the floor is yours. Introduce yourself a bit further and your topic, and please.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, I want to welcome the new participants here, especially from the Netherlands. I know a few of you too much to to call you both Gabor and so on. Um, um, what I want to talk about is about an experience I had with a job assignment, and I prepared a presentation. So please let me do the presentation first, and when I finish, then you can ask your questions in the Q&A. So I hope it's not too long, my presentation, but I try to make it a little bit funny, informative and funny. So
Yes,
I first have
absolutely.
to change my share my screen. Okay, let's see. And now you must see my screen, I think.
Yes, all good.
Yes, okay. Okay, let's begin. Interpreters beware. Swindlers, con artists, fraudsters. They are targeting you, they are targeting us. Today I will share my experience of a convincing job offer I nearly accepted, which turned out to be fake. I got quite far into the application process, and only by chance did I realize that I could have been the victim of an attempted fraud. I consider myself a cautious and clever person, if I may say so. However, I never thought that this kind of crime could happen to me. The quality of this fraud attempt was remarkable, as was the strategy employed by the crooks. My story will hopefully help you sharpen your senses and suspicion in comparable attempts. In this new era of AI, we must be extra vigilant. Interpreters, beware. Okay, this was my scripted stuff. I will start with uh, an attempt to trick us, which is very obviously, which you can identify quite quickly. Let me see. Oh, what a minute. Why does this not change the... Oh, yes. Sorry. I find the good one. So this is an email I got the 4th of March. It's written in Dutch. And the next day, I got the same content, and I will show you the English translation. I will read it for you. I'm Mr. Hans-Jörg Wies, a Swiss businessman, former CEO and chairman of Synthes Wies Foundation. 25% of my personal wealth is dedicated to charity. I have also pledged to give more to individuals this year, 2025. I have decided to donate 1,700,000 to you. If you are interested in my donation, please get in touch for more information. You can also read more about me via the link below. You see, I deleted the email address and the link, so nothing can happen. The first question I always have, why me? I don't know this person. Uh, and how did this person find me? So question, why me? How did I find me? Don't click on the link. You will get malware, I fear, and don't send the email. That's the first step to trick you. So if you go back, there's another sign you see what happens. The first one was from Frank Lerner, and the email is about Hans-Jörg Wies with his email. The second one was from a Greek account with the same email. So These two persons are, I think, already victims of identity fraud. Their emails were hacked, and the crook, the perpetrator, uses their account to send me this stuff. It's so stupid to send the same stuff from two different accounts. Another thing which is very obvious is a Gmail account. This man, Hans-Jörg Weiss, says he's a CEO from a company. He never would have had a Gmail account for this kind of stuff. You would see the company name, maybe Hans-Jörg could be, or CEO, something like that, but you would see the company name. So this is absolutely nonsense. And this was a very simple one to see. But now we come to it, to something I got. It was end of September. This was a job offer from London, and will read it to you. Job reference number, introduction. St. Thomas Hospital UK is a large NHS, National Health Service in England, teaching hospital in central London. So it's a teaching hospital, not a normal hospital. It's central London, England. It is one of the institutions that compose the King's Health Partners, an academic health science centre, administratively part of the Geese and St. Thomas NHS Foundation Trust, together with Geese Hospital and King's College Hospital. King's College is very famous in England. It provides the location of the King's College London GKT School of Medical Education. So very trustworthy names, very known names, seriously. Everything is seriously. It ranked amongst the best 10 hospitals in the United Kingdom with 840 beds. The hospital has provided healthcare freely or under charitable auspices since the 12th century. It is one of London's most famous hospitals and a prominent London landmark, largely due to its location on the opposite bank of the River Thames to the House of Parliament. You can look this up. You get the same information when you visit the website of the St. Thomas Hospital. It's an existing hospital. Everything is true what's written here. And now it comes. Description: we are currently recruiting and employing the services of translators and interpreters with relevant experience in the below listed language. So I thought, wow, how did they find me? And then I realized, okay, I'm part of the Dutch Association of Translators and Interpreters. And like any language service provider, translation agency, they would find me. And someone who is looking for interpreters, translators, like this hospital, would have checked our association and other association because they want to have experienced interpreters. I'm an experienced interpreter, so this is very, very trustworthy. The next page. These were all the languages they were looking for. So I said, wow, how can this be? But then I realized, I went back, I was really looking it up very intensely, critically, and so on. And then I thought, okay, teaching hospital. It's not a normal hospital. Maybe this is a pilot because the NHS, the National Health Service, has a lot of problems with waiting lists. Millions of people are waiting to get a treatment. And the government, the British government, is pumping a lot of money, billions of pounds into the system to shorten the list. The other explanation I thought for myself is it's a teaching hospital in central London. It's working together with two other hospitals, the Geese and St. Thomas Foundation, Geese Hospital, King's College Hospital. So, and also there's a scientific stuff. So you had to, if you work for them, then you will have to work, I think, in all the three hospitals, not only in this one hospital. So it seems to be logical what's happening there. So I thought, okay, maybe it's a pilot. They want to have all these languages because London is a multi-cultural language with a lot of people from all over the world. So it's yeah, I think it's okay to say yes, they need these interpreters and translators with these language pairs, and it's always English. And something started to uh, brew in my brain. We'll do it later on. And this is a third page of this. Yeah, I made 3 pages of it. So the last part of the email I got. Job location London, United Kingdom, starting in 2025, so this year, and a contract full time. Well, I said, okay, I'm quite old at the end of my career as interpreter. So I thought, why not? Maybe I'm too old, but why not? It's for full time, so you never know. And then what you have in a normal job offer, all this stuff comes is written down here. It's nothing stupid or so. Excellent salary, overtime bonus, health and life insurance, uh, relocation expenses. So when I have to move from the Netherlands to London, they pay for this. Research and educational assistant is when you have children. I wrote later. Then they pay also for the school fees of the children. Medical, dental care, optical care. Um, Families with children are accepted, or singles like me. They have accommodation for the people. What I found quite strange was a 24/7 official vehicle. And that's what, oh, that's very strange. With a driver, they later said, and I thought, oh, maybe it's a kind of Uber contract, that they have a contract with Uber, and then I can use a Uber for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Then, oh yes, this is scholarship for the children, and the normal stuff. Interested applicants can send their details to this recruitment stuff. So I thought, okay, I see NHS, I see UK recruitment. Okay, this must be okay. And what convinced me also was this is not an outsourcing job. So no company in between. All successful candidates must be willing to relocate to UK. Okay, they really are serious to work as employee and staff at the Thomas Hospital. So I thought, okay, this could be good, and you get the name of the person, the function, and all the other stuff, telephone numbers, and so I thought, okay, why not? This went a little bit through my mind. So too good to be true. Nevertheless, it could be possible. Why not give it a try? I thought they won't accept me because I'm too old. But then the correspondence started. This is the first email I got with the offer you just saw. Then I sent my application, and they did what every employee does. We acknowledge the receipt of your email below, blah, blah, blah. And then they want me to fill in a form with some questions. I filled in the form, but I realized there was one question, and there were normal questions like, how do you cope with stress? In a hospital, you will encounter stress. How do you react when you are criticized? How do you react when your boss has another opinion than you do? Normal questions. And how do you work in a team? Are you experienced to work in a team? So I found one of these questions. It was half of a sentence, and I couldn't answer this question. So I sent my an email to say there's one question which is which I misinformation. I can't answer this question. So I got the answer again. With regard to your below email, kindly find the corrected form copy attached. So I was in a flow of, okay, conversation with my future employee, everything very seriously here. And then I sent this stuff, but not directly. So I got another email, kindly and urgently confirm to us if you have received the corrected copy of the online assessment interview. And we need it for our records, for our update. So I get the impression, okay, they really want me. I seem to be an interesting person, but I don't get the job. And then came the final stuff. A sequel to your job application, we are pleased to notify you that you have been found successful in your recruitment process. Kindly find herewith in attached copy of your job engagement contract letter and to email us back to the signed completed form and so on. So I got this contract, and I will show you. It's 6 pages long. Everything is confidential, and I had to sign here. And when we go back, you see really normal stuff. Geese and Thomas Hospital. I will enlarge this one. So the thing you would find in a normal contract, notification for your employment, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing which struck me was I would get a monthly salary of about nearly 9,000 British sterling, British pound sterling. They wanted me to start on the 29th of April. Okay, the time was good. And they wanted me for 3 years. So they accepted me, and I'm 68 now. So I thought, wow, why not? Moving to London, my English is not perfect. So in let's say 3 months, 6 months, my English would be really, really on a high level. And when I stop afterwards, even if it's the probation period, which could be 6 months or maybe a year, and they say afterwards, okay, we don't continue to work because you don't function really good. Or I would say, it's not the kind of job I want to do. It's too stressful. And then we can end the contracts without consequences for both parties. So I thought, why not try it? At least I will have the advantage to learn a lot of medical stuff as interpreter, to be better in English as interpreter, and so why not? And you find new acquaintances, you get new friends, new insights, another area. So I really wanted to do this, and this I have to close this one. Let's see, what did they write? Yeah, they repeated all the stuff they had in this in the first letter. Let's say the accommodation, single housing accommodation. So for me, if you had a family accommodation, you got 4 bedrooms instead of 1, and other stuff they were talking about. This was for the education of the children, 25,000 per academic year, and so on. And then the next page, let's see if there's something which also convinced me, was this paragraph about discipline. And it's saying like, we terminate the contract if you don't fulfill our the things we ask you to do, and everything is precisely written down, which would like I would find in another job contract. So this was very, very convincing. And then you have the last page, and that is okay. I really was in a flow of moving from the Netherlands to London, and I was thinking, how will I do it? I just bought a washing machine. Can I place a washing machine in the new apartment? How far is my accommodation away from the hospital? Do I have to travel a lot every day? Let's say 2 hours to come to the hotel to the hospital or not? And there were quite a few questions, but all reasonable questions based on this contract. And I thought, or I sent another email to the hospital and asking them these questions. I never got an answer about my questions. They were reasonable questions. I was lucky that 2 days after I got this contract, a friend of mine visited me. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was talking to her, and I also had informed two other friends, and they said, "Oh, wonderful, wonderful," but uh, uh, all the three friends said, "Oh, it's such a pity you will leave us. It's so yeah, you're such a nice guy, and yeah, he will leave us." And I said, "It's no problem, because you have an address in London. You can stay with me." We had all the three, all four persons that said, "Oh, yeah, it's a chance. Why not use it?" But my female friend on the Sunday, when she visited me, she told me, did you phone? Did you phone the hospital?" I said, "Why? We have a ongoing conversation via email." She said, "I had an experience with someone whom I thought was living in Belgium, and it seems to be someone from Nigeria living in Nigeria. It was a fraud attempt." And I said, "Nah, I can't believe this. This is so, there's no link I have to click on it. There's no one asking me to send money for administration fees and so on. So this must be okay." She said, "Let's do it. Let's Google the telephone number." We did it, and bingo, this number was in the Isle of Man. That's between Ireland and United Kingdom. It's a tax haven. A lot of fraud attempts coming from these kind of places. And there were also indications of this is fraud, this is fraud, this is fraud. And then she said, let's look up the website of the hospital." I said, "I did it. I didn't see anything." We went through it, said, if they want to have interpreters and translators, and so many, there must be a vacancy. And we went on the site of the hospital for the vacancies, and I said dentist and neurologist and other stuff. And we scrolled down, and there was nothing about a translator or interpreter, but we got this page. Fake job offers for medical professionals living abroad. This trust has been made aware of a scam targeting medical professionals living abroad who are being sent fake letters offering a job. These letters contain the trust contact details and are often signed by the chief people officer. So the real people, they use the name. So it was identity fraud. These letters are fake. If you receive an offer of employment, please do not reply to the letter, provide any personal details, or send any money to anyone asking for a fee for the placement for the job. If you have lost money or sent personal details, you should immediately report it to your local law enforcement and contact your bank. Please note that the trust will only advertise job opportunities on our website, NHS Job, which I visited. LinkedIn, Indeed, or Find a Job. So this was a deception for me, but on the other hand, it also I was thinking, okay, I don't have to move and do all the stuff I was already planning to do. So this was a very good made attempt to get me, and now I want to tell you how you can recognize this kind of frauds. A fraudulent message often relates to re-identification. In the letter, they say, please can you uh, um, click on this email to prove that you are the person. So this is a identification fraud. Another thing I didn't know is VAT refunds. So value-added tax, we have to pay in Europe value-added tax. I don't think in America, the US, they don't have this. And then they say you get money back, you pay too much VAT tax. So this could be a fraud. Digital key, this what they mean by this is it can be a password, it can be other information to put malware on your computer. And what's always in these simple to recognize attempts to trick you is they pressure you to answer quickly. Only today or tomorrow, you have to do it again. And they send you 3, 4 emails. You really have to do it. Otherwise, you get problems and they have some, you will lose your application or something else. So this is how you can find it. Another thing to recognize a fake email is it's a fake domain. It's not the domain which we use. And you can see it if we go back a little bit. Yes, it's here. My first thing was here, UK work permit, the EI, I don't know what it is, Gmail. You would never get a Gmail. The second one had this NHS and then U, nothing else. The second the same. And the third suddenly, NHS without a hyphen, direct UK behind it. The K wasn't there in the other one. So, well, let's say it's the first one. So if we go back to where I was, you often find an impersonal greeting. Hi, hello, good day, no name. That's a sign. It could be a problem, it could be fake. They send attachments to the email, but the email contains, also the attachment contains malware for putting spyware on you and other stuff. So don't click on the attachment when you're not really trusting your the email sender. There's always a sense of urgency, like I mentioned it. Do it today. It's nearly too late to get this stuff. And language errors are also very you always find in these kind of attempts. But nowadays with AI, when you have a translation in AI, it maybe it's not a good translation, but the AI wouldn't make a typo or a grammar mistake because it's a large language model. It's trained to produce correct sentences. You nearly find any mistake, language mistake in things, and there are harmful links in the email itself. My cursor is, oh yes, here. So don't click on any link. Spoofing is another kind of stuff. It's maybe too specific. Too specific. You have to look it up in Wikipedia. What's this kind of stuff? Here's again what can happen with fake email, fake domain, impersonal greeting, malware in the attachment, sense of urgency, language errors, and a harmful link. So my recommendation, how you can counter this, ask a friend or a colleague who knows your weaknesses. My weakness was I was too taken by this opportunity. I became a little bit blind. My friend helped me to be more critical, but the other two, they afterwards they told me, okay, we saw how you wanted to do this, and we didn't want to disappoint you. So the critique we had, or the concerns we had, we didn't want to express because otherwise you would be maybe sad. So it's not always okay to have the friend, but you can try it. The other thing is check the identity of the company or the person who is authorized to sign contracts. And you can find this information at your local Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce, they're all the, let's say, the honest companies and persons and who is responsible and so on. So you get the information. Look it up always. The thing which I did was Google telephone number or the email address. You often, in many cases, you already get information about this as fraud attempt. And what I also would do, visit the website indicated in the email, but not via the email. Don't click on anything in the email, but you get the information, NHS St. Thomas Hospital, then Google this and go directly to the website. If I had looked it up earlier, then maybe I would have seen the this information about it's a fraud, but it was totally at the bottom of all the other vacancies they have. So yeah, it was a little bit hidden, I found. And what's very, very important for us as professionals, be member of a professional association. Mostly these associations are very well informed. They get the information of their members who maybe encountered the same problem, but nevertheless also warn the professional association, even if you are the 10th member who's doing this, because it could be that other members saw it and said, okay, I don't trust this, or I'm not interested. So it's maybe the association is not informed. So this was my presentation about interpreters beware. So I invite you to ask your questions, and I hopefully can answer them.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah.
So thank you, Michael. Really, this is like sharing all of this, and I had not known that you were already so into it, like that, or had been like really
I really
moving.
wanted
I'm
to
so sorry for this experience. I feel
yeah,
you
no,
so
but
much.
that's
It's
why
like,
I
wow.
really
Yeah,
intended to warn you, because I'm an experienced someone. I'm
yeah,
older. I'm cautious normally. This was the first time I thought, okay, this is real. This is a normal job
yeah.
offer, and I fear we will get this stuff in the next 2-3 years more often, because with the help of the AI. If you would be more critical about the contract, then you would have seen that um, that this the head of the header, the header of the contract was cut and pasted into it on paper. You see it. It's not real. It's the letters are a little bit fuzzy. It's not so clear like the other letters. So you could have seen it, but in the future, this will become not a way to find it. It will become really difficult to see it. So always visit the website of
And
the
yeah.
company.
And
And
what do you think? Well, because really, like, I think many of us here, also, and the chat went wild. Everybody, if you want to ask
okay.
something,
Oh,
come
so I
forward.
wanted to tell you,
Yeah.
I will put the this email with the offer and the contract in the chat, so everyone can look it up for itself and can see, oh, well, yeah, would this be interesting for me, and would I maybe also be victim of this stuff? So
Yeah, oh, very good. Yeah. And what do you think? When would they have started? Like, when would they have started to ask you for money? Because so far you were right. I mean, I think
yeah,
people here also they
that
understood.
that
Like,
was the reason why.
it did seem serious, but they didn't ask you for money. They didn't
Absolute,
ask you to
yeah,
click on a link. Did
yeah,
they steal your identity? Or what do
yeah.
you think? Like, what is their I
I
don't
don't know.
know,
I think when
agenda? Yeah.
uh my I think they would start to ask for money, because it's what's written also in the on the website of of the hospital. This is fake. If you have sent money, blah blah blah. So I think after I signed this contract, then I think they would have come with some kind of yes, but we have to do this and that, and to be really sure that you will come, um, something like this, or you have to uh, for the stay in England, it's outside of the EU. You have to have a ID card, something like that, work permit, and you have to pay for it. And here's the address to send the information for the work permit. So I would have clicked on it, and this email could exist, but the spoofing, which I didn't explain, um, will redirect my email not to the hospital, but to the crook, to the fraudster, and then they get the money. So
Wow,
this
that's
this could
crazy.
be the.
Hmm.
But maybe they have other stuff they wanted to do, because they have my email address. But on the other hand, everyone can get my email address. It's on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Chamber of Commerce. You get the information. You get it on my website. Um, that's why yeah, you get it even here when you see uh, my information here on
Yeah.
this page.
I think Giuseppe wanted to ask something or say something.
I I think the two main risks were one, yeah, they would want money to unlock your visa or
Yeah,
something of the kind, of
bank
course,
account. Yeah,
and yeah, the kind of things. And the other part would be that when you clicked on something, for example, if you clicked in the link they sent you in the mail you showed us, or in a
mm,
subsequent one, they will have access to your email, like the ones
yeah,
you received. Since you
that's true.
received from two different
Mm,
people, they could use your email to send the same email to more people, etc. So
yeah,
they would have access to more contacts. That would be another risk. So,
yeah. My computer would be part of a botnet network, which I
mhm.
used for attacks. It's called DOS attack, denial
Mm.
of service context, and you hear it um, when you have a company of a service which is overwhelmed by a lot of sometimes 10,000, 100,000 of emails, and they are blocked. Therefore, you use the use a botnet. It's called bot network. The other stuff which can happen when I click on the link of the fraudster, they can install malware on my computer. So everything I'm typing into the into my computer, doing my bank account stuff, they get all the information, passwords, and so on. The other one is to the ransomware, that my computer is frozen. I can't get to my information, so they can put all this information on it. That's the stuff which can happen if you click on this kind of links.
And this afterwards now, did you have a chance to check all this, like your email, has it been hacked, or your computer, or
Um, I have a very good anti-virus program, uh, and I use it every now and then. Let's say every week once. And it's working also in the background. It works with two engines. One is Linus engine, and the other one is the normal Microsoft uh, yeah engine.
And
Uh,
anyway, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt,
no, no
Michael.
problem.
There is a website to know if any of your email, well, you have to type
Mm,
your email in, of course, has leaked any data at any point in time since they started collecting in, I think, 2010. I'm not
mhm.
sure. I'll copy the link here in the chat in case anyone wants to check.
yeah,
Yeah,
please,
that's
okay.
very good. That's very good. Yeah,
Michael, can
yeah.
one of the things that you could have used as a warning are actually two. First of all, the list of languages.
Hmm.
It's way too much. And yes, it makes sense to think Central London, all
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah,
languages.
yeah.
Of course, patients can have. The biggest one, however, is there is hardly a hospital in the world that contracts interpreters
Mm,
as in-house interpreters. They don't.
yeah,
I work a lot for hospitals, so I happen to know this, but they just don't. They
yeah.
get you for a job, or they get you maybe even for 2 days on standby if you're, but it's very unlikely that they would offer you a contract like
Mm,
this, let alone with a 3-year minimum. I saw in
yeah,
your screen that they
yeah,
wanted you
yeah,
to
yeah,
stay for a 3-year minimum. Way too expensive. They don't
yeah.
have, and NHS has no money. It's widely known.
We know.
Everyone knows this. They don't have money, so they cannot afford
Yeah.
50, 100, because they're not going to hire just you for one
Plus
language. They
family,
need
plus
more.
family.
Plus family, sure. All the, I
And
mean,
the
those are.
scholarships, ne?
I mean, you
Yes,
wish, you know.
I know, but that's what.
I'm just saying because
Yeah,
that's not what hospitals
yeah.
do. So that could have been something that you could have
Yeah,
known.
yeah, Marieke, it's absolutely okay that you tell this because you are more accustomed to this kind of work, hospital work. I'm not, and what I wanted to say is you can become so blind because you think, oh, this is a
I know,
chance to
right?
do,
Yeah. And it looked like a
and it
great
happened to me.
opportunity.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, you get so
so it's very good.
enthusiastic and you want it to
Yeah,
be true,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
absolutely. I
wanted
And
want,
to,
afterwards,
exactly.
it's always
Yeah.
easier to say,
yeah,
no, this is
and you
always like
make
this
it
is why no
illogical. Yeah,
no hurt
Of
feelings,
course.
no
And
harm.
that's
Yeah,
our.
exactly.
someone in the
Mm.
chat also wrote like, "Oh, what a high salary." And no, not at all.
No, it's not
9,000
so.
is
No,
not
no,
at all a lot for
no.
central London. I
And
mean,
London is quite expensive. I know. Yeah.
yeah, rent alone is half
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. No,
so
thank you
in
very
that
much for
I'm
sense
your
you were
Yeah.
not
for your
so far,
warnings.
yeah, but yeah. Next time,
and
I know.
I
So
might be
pity.
confusing mails because you showed us a couple of them, but one even said donation of 1.7 million,
Mm,
etc. Of course, if it was a donation,
yeah.
clearly it wasn't a job offering and
Yeah.
that
Yeah. True.
wasn't serious.
no,
So
that was
Mm,
the other email. That was
that's a
the
yeah.
clear.
Swiss
Yeah,
guy
that was the previous one. Yeah,
supposedly
yeah,
donating his money freely to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Precise.
we wish.
I had
No, but that's
similar ones.
yeah. We get all the time. We get this kind of stuff, and we recognize this is fake. But this job
Yeah.
offer, it was so convincing, and the problem was also on my side. I fantasized about it. I was very critical, read 3, 4 times everything, and for every time my unconscious warned me, our unconscious is very, very good. Listen to it. Uh, my my brain, my ratio said there's a logical reason for this. Like the 24/7 car with a driver. Oh, it must be a Uber construction,
Yeah,
something
you
like.
came up with a solution because the brain wants it then to be right. And yeah,
That's true.
absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. And did you also share that Thailand sent almost 10,000 Chinese scammers back to their hometown recently?
Ooh,
Yeah. And now calculating here. Yeah, thank you,
yeah,
Lily. Yeah, thank you. It's also okay to have thought that it was high, it's always about the surroundings
yeah.
and circumstances, of course. Yeah.
I will
Anybody
try.
else, anything to share? Or Lily, would you like to share it verbally here? Or any questions, comments? Let us know. Anybody? It's at the top of the hour.
Yeah, I want to put the two, let's say the two, or the contract and the email into the chat. Let me see if I can put it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. Thank you, Michael. Really great story. Really, really engaging. I think everybody felt with you. It's like, oh no, and then you continued and sent another email and another email. No, don't do this.
And we're very glad that you shared all this because
Yeah, I know this is
you're being
so.
very honest about
Yeah.
your
Yeah, that's what I wanted
honest
to say.
mistake,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can also
Yeah, I
say
think
I'm ashamed. I don't want to the other to. No, be open with it.
Yeah, exactly. Which
it can
is
happen to
we
anybody.
appreciate
Very
that.
important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I find the information. But you
You
can
can
go
also
on,
send it to
ask
me and I can
questions.
share it in the email when I send the recording tomorrow.
Yeah, but now maybe people can have it today also.
Yeah.
Let me see. Practice network. Keynote speaker.
And really, they put so much effort in making this look like, and
Yeah.
somebody wrote this as
Yeah,
well, like a
this
real
is
like seeming like
unbelievable. Yeah.
like a contract, and
Yeah.
the emails and their phone numbers, address, title, names, like
You know,
crazy.
they
Wow.
have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
That's
Apparently.
true.
Yeah.
And from 100,000 people, if they get 10, they earn a lot of money. So
They
this
do,
is
yeah.
a contract already. And I try to put the other one in it
In the chat,
too.
there's nothing yet at the moment, or
Normally it must be.
not yet? No.
Did you perhaps
Ah,
send it to
no.
someone specific and not to
Yes,
everybody?
it's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Sorry.
It happens to
Because
all of us.
Henriette sent me something. Sorry, Henriette. I didn't answer your question. I was too busy. So I will send it again. One moment. This is the contract. And hopefully
There it is. Yes.
the first email into the word job reference. Yeah, it's a Word document. So you get a PDF. This is contract, and the second is the the
Wait a
job
second.
reference.
Can we download now and click on it, or what?
Yeah, you can. No, you can. No problem. And you have to have your antivirus scanner, which I also use for it. So,
Yeah.
but it's good that you tell that you asked me
Yeah.
this question. So
Yeah, crazy. Okay, so everybody get to take a minute to download it if you like.
yeah,
What is this now? It's like what you showed us. It's like the contract that they used.
yeah. The contract
So
I got after some
yeah,
emails, email exchange we had, and the other one, the Word is an email I got, but I put it into a Word document.
yeah.
It's a little bit
Okay.
different than the original because all these languages are under each other. So, but it would have been very nice to work in London. I'm now 68, so till when I'm 71, and then I come back to the Netherlands.
Yeah, nice.
Uh, and I would have been checked for my health, maybe even got some new teeth and other stuff paid by
Yeah,
by the
absolutely. No, I totally get it. Why
hospital.
you got, like you said, blindfolded
It
and
was really a dream come
yes,
through, but
yeah, absolutely. Oh man, yeah, when the emotions take over, yeah.
yeah.
I totally understand. But again, thank you so much for sharing, being
Mm,
vulnerable, opening up, and being brave. And this shows, exactly like this can happen to anybody. If you ever think, oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing, I fell for it. No, it can happen really. That's why they do it because it works, right?
yeah.
So go on.
Oh, and I
So
did
yeah,
one thing which is also not okay, because I was so convinced that this is an honest job offer. I put it even here in our community on the school platform.
oh, yeah,
I put it here as a job offer. I send it to you, and it's okay. And afterwards, I had to rectify it and say, "Oh, this is fake. Please don't do it."
yeah.
And there were some colleagues here who also said, "Okay, when you come to London, then we can get in touch, and
Mm. Yeah,
please tell me when they accept you. Maybe I will do it the same." So this can also happen that you have a person who became convinced about some stuff, and then they recommend it. I recommended it. So uh, my reputation is not always okay in this case.
yeah. Still be careful. So yeah, I don't know what you mean, because then there's a trust because you recommended it, so the other person would trust it already because of this.
Yeah,
And still, but it's great, even stronger, like strong character, brave to
yeah,
get out afterwards and say, "Hey, I
yeah.
was mistaken." That's like this. So great,
So
well
so
done. That's
my
the best you can
recommendation
do.
is always
Yeah,
check for yourself.
yeah,
Ask people in your surrounding um, who know you, and so on.
yeah, absolutely. Well, great, really so valuable, and I think nobody else has any further questions, unless yeah, unmute and say. Otherwise, I think we can wrap it up. It's over the hour already. So, Michael, again, chapeau. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
merci.
And yeah, we see each other again next Wednesday. Time, please, it's not sure yet. Please check the emails, the notification, and in the school community, Terps Practice Network, what time it will be next Wednesday with another spotlight speaking session. And yeah, but with this now, let it sink in. Good learning for everyone. And have a great rest of your week. Bye.
And you can
See you
always
next week.
contact me if you want to know more about this stuff.
Great. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. All right. Okay. Bye,
Bye bye,
Linda,
everyone.
Lily, Giuseppe,
Thank you for your
everyone.
Bye.
attendance.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.